And welcome back to centralcoastradio.com. Well, I want to take a look now at a brand new Australian film called The Cost. Of course, we had the director of this film, Matthew Holmes, on our program last week, and now I want to take a look at the film now that it is out in cinemas. It basically tells the story of two ordinary guys, David, played by Jordan Fraser Trumbull, and Aaron Damon Hunter. These are ordinary guys. One works with computer software, the other is a plumber. Now, their lives are suddenly thrown into disarray when their wife and sister is raped and murdered by Troy, played by Kevin D. Now, Troy goes to jail, does about a decade in jail before he's released on early release. And it is when he's released that David and Aaron have the idea that they want to funnel all of their anger into kidnapping Troy, taking him out to the bush, torturing him for the same amount of hours as he tortured their sister slash wife, and then kill him. Now, this is a revenge film, but it is not just any revenge film. This is a film that kind of transcends some of the films that we've seen over the last few years that kind of go into this territory, because I think why it does that is because this film is so believable. We all read online when pedophiles or murderers or rapists are arrested, people kind of venting on social media saying, man, if I could get that guy, I would do this to him, I would do that to him. For me, this film has an even personal touch to it because I've been through it. I lost a loved one, and I know that anger that you feel when a loved one is taken away from you from the hands of somebody else. Now, Matthew Holmes and Gregory Moss take that feeling and they take all that anger that they read about on social media and they put it into this screenplay for The Cost. Like I said, this is not a film where it has like a Liam Neeson kind of character who's a trained killer or something like that hunting down someone who's done something to their family. These are two ordinary guys who have no idea what they're doing, to be perfectly honest. They just have this plan, let's take this guy out to our uncle's farm and do this stuff to him. And I think that's where this film comes into its own, because part of what makes this film such a tense watch is even the drive to get there, like being pulled over by the police, stopping at a service station to get coffee and fuel, and the guy waking up in the boot, things like that. Like, this is a tense watch from start to finish. You don't get any moments in this movie where you can kind of take a break, kind of thing, like relax for a little bit. It just doesn't happen. Like, even once they're out at the farm, somebody turns up that's not supposed to turn up, and they've kind of got to leave Troy and hope that he doesn't wake up or get away or anything like that. So it's very, very tense. And then added to that, for the whole time, you're wondering what David and Aaron are going to do to Troy. Like, are they going to be able to see this out? Is it a fantasy that they've dreamed about, but can they actually go through with it and take somebody's life in the end? The film is brilliantly acted as well. Jordan Fraser Trumbull, Damon Hunter, and Kevin D ought to be shoo-ins for awards this year, whether it be AVCA Awards with the Australian Film Critics Awards, or whether it be the big what used to be the AFI Awards, Actor Awards. These guys are absolutely brilliant in their roles. These are not easy roles that they play, and all three of them deliver them really, really well. The other person here that I have to pay credit to is Matthew Holmes. As many of you will know, I've been a fan of his ever since his Ben Hall film. I really thought that that film showed that he had something in him as a director, and that he would go on to a bigger and better things. And I think The Cost is that film. You'll remember in our interview with him last week, he said there was things about Ben Hall that he was never happy with. So to be able to see him go on and make a movie like this that is kind of touching into that revenge genre, but bringing something new to it and making this film go above a lot of other films in that genre is something that I think shows that Matthew Holmes is going to be a very, very important director in the Australia cinema space as time goes on. Um, this is not an easy watch. I'm not going to sit here and say that this is going to be a film that you can take the whole family to. This is a film that some people aren't going to be able to stomach at all. In fact, when you compare this to Saw 10 in cinemas, sometimes The Cost is a harder watch, because with Saw 10, you know it's all fake. Whereas with The Cost, it feels so real. But look, it does put its audience to the test in the same way that it puts its characters to the test. But I highly recommend The Cost. This is an absolutely brilliant piece of Australian cinema. Brilliant performances, realistic storyline that will have you on edge from start to finish. This is one of the must-sees of this year. I am going to give this one 4 out of 5.